It happened. It actually happened. We cannot believe it happened. The San Jose Earthquakes have actually signed Chicho Arango from Real Salt Lake. My name is Kevin. I'm with Luis, and together we're the Quakes. Luis, how you doing?
Doing good. Yeah, indeed. Can't believe it much either. Saw it first, reported by Tom Bogert, which usually is a good source. But, with San Jose Earthquakes, sometimes you could hear big names and you never know if it's just going to be another Brendan Vasquez. But yeah, very glad. The second I saw that drum posted on the Instagram, I got excited and I knew the
Yeah.
deal was done.
Yeah, that was the confirmation that we were waiting for. We heard these rumors, I think it was yesterday, right? Friday. This was after we had already recorded a whole video on all the transfer rumors. And we said, okay, should we re record or do we just post and then wait for the actual news? So now that it's official, we finally wanted to talk about it. So it was reported to be $1.5 million as a transfer, but it actually came out to 1.4, and that's spread across the 2025 and 2026 season, as well as an international slot. And Chicho Arango will occupy a designated player spot on the roster. The first thing is, yeah, we were asking for a 9. So, in your eyes, Luis, does this cross off the checkbox of what you were looking for in a signing?
I think it does, yes. I mean, the goal records speak for themselves. This is obviously a really prolific goal scorer in the league. He's been here for a lot of years, has experience here with LAFC at Real Salt Lake. And he's always been a player that has annoyed me, which I think is a sign that there's probably something about him. And yeah, I think it's a completely different profile to Ebobisse for sure. And I mean, if you look at, just some of his per 90 stats, it's like looking at a team of the season card on FIFA with all the 90s and
Mm-hmm.
above, right? And of course, these are compared to other forwards. So who knows, he might come somewhat deeper at times. But, obviously, he's a very good technical player. He's prolific in the box, and also, he's good on the ball. You can pass him the ball. He can dribble at defensive lines. He can create havoc, and there's going to be a lot of gravity towards him that maybe a forward like Ebobisse might not have, not being as technically prolific on the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So overall, I think that this is a great player, and to have the mix of technical acumen and being as prolific as he is in front of goal is a very good mix to have, and it's going to be a handful for defenders for sure.
Yeah, one of the first things I looked at was the FBref, and I don't think I've ever seen a Quakes player with so many just straight up green bars all across the board. And all of the stats that truly matter for a striker, it's in the 90th percentile. I really can't remember the last time the Quakes had a player like that.
It's rare too to have a player who can get in the box, can score goals, and also is as good as he is on the ball. So a lot of different aspects of his game.
So you did bring up the comparison to Ebobisse, which I think is a fair one given he was a striker last year. What do you think the Quakes have to do to make sure that Chicho Arango can keep up these numbers? Because playing at RSL, he did benefit from a really strong partnership with Diego Luna.
Yeah, I mean, he's still going to have, a similar profile behind him and Hernan Lopez, a technical player who can feed him the ball. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that if anything, it's going to be a lot better for Arango than it would be for Ebobisse, just because, the type of player Hernan is, he's going to be someone who wants to, get a lot of touches on the ball and have a lot of, dialogue, I've heard it be referred to as, with the striker. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of passing and interchange between him and, once you get Espinoza in there as well, I think that it's just going to allow a lot more build-up play, I would imagine, in the final third. So in that aspect, I think that it's going to be different. Maybe not as much hold-up play. I mean, I don't know. Well, from what I remember seeing of him, I haven't seen any like stats for this, but I just remember always getting the impression that he's like a dogged player. Like he's aggressive. He might not be the tallest, but like that doesn't mean you can just bully him off the ball. Like he can hold
Mm-hmm.
his own. So maybe there's not going to be as much hold up play and maybe not as many long balls to then become second balls for Hernan or midfielders, but there is going to be, on the other hand, there's going to be a lot more ability to maybe give him a ball that he can control and lay off, or give him a ball under pressure and be able to receive and then pass off, where Ebobisse might not have been able to do. I mean, I remember plenty of times in my mind where Ebobisse gets the ball and yes, he wins those long balls and those headers for second balls, but there's also been times where he gets the ball and just gets kind of forced back and has to play back. And,
Hmm.
there have been a lot of moments where we see that, and then we just see him staying back, staying in the midfield, and then not being able to go and cover the ground to get on the end of chances that might have come at the end of those plays. I think that Arango, on the other hand, might be able to, get out of those cul-de-sacs better than Ebobisse might have
Hmm.
previously.
Yeah, I think that's my biggest hope with Chicho is that he can be a true nine that kind of gravitates towards being in the box. I felt that Ebobisse, at least last year, was really congesting the midfield at times, and then if we sent the ball out on the wings to progress the ball up the field, then he just wouldn't be fast enough to actually be in the box. So I think if he can stay in the box, play well with Hernan, be ready for when Espinosa whips in those balls, I think lots of goals will come for the Quakes.
Yeah, definitely. And I think another point regarding that is how many times would we see Ebobisse not make those near post runs
Hmm.
because he's a left-footed player? Arango is a right-footed player, and so I would imagine he's going to be a lot more comfortable and will actually would prefer to make those near post runs from crosses in from Espinosa.
Hmm.
So from that regard as well, I think that he has the profile to possibly have better chemistry footballistically anyway with Espinosa as well.
Yeah, I think the only thing that I'm still not quite understanding is how Chicho's going to be a DP for us. And I checked again, and it still seems like the rule is that we can only have 3 designated players, and currently that is Greso, Hernan, and Espinosa. So I don't know if that points to some kind of weird MLS roster rules where we're going to buy down salaries or something for one of those designated players to remove that status, or if that points to a potential move. We talked about this in the last video that there are light rumors that there's interest for Greso coming from Argentina from Racing Club. I haven't seen any developments, but maybe that does point to the Quakes want to move that, but then that means that we have to replace another position on the field. So yeah, that's the only thing I'm not quite understanding how that's all going to play out, but I'm still very excited for the arrival of Chicho.
Yeah, I mean, ever since Inter Miami has become the team that they are, who knows what the rules are and regulations are? I don't even think MLS knows, or pretty sure Garber is just going along as,
As needed.
just just winging it pretty much. Yeah,
Yeah.
at this point. So who knows? But yeah, assuming that we still have to abide by the 3 DP maximum. Yeah, I don't know, but I know Espinosa's not going anywhere. Hernan's not going anywhere, and obviously if Chicho came in, then that only leaves one other DP, right? So, yeah, like you said, Racing Club heard something there, but I don't know. I'd be, that's the thing. I don't really mind Grisso like just as is. It's
Hmm.
the what he gives relative to the expectations, right? That's
Yeah.
always been like the biggest problem that
Hmm.
we've had. He's fine, but he's not a DP level player.
Yeah.
So, if he's willing to come down and get to a more reasonable wage given what he offers to the team, then I don't mind keeping him around. But if he doesn't, and yeah, maybe the Quakes should look to see if there's any other buyers out there. Like I've said previously, like we've both said previously, he's an international player. He's played at multiple World Cups, Copa America. So, and I definitely could see that, especially from a South American team, having that respect for a player like that. Yeah, something's gonna have to give if we're capped out uh, at 3 DPs. Yeah.
Yeah. Either one of the players or the rules. Something's got to give.
Yeah, yeah. Like Garber, who knows? It could be the rules might be more likely at this point. Who knows?
Yeah.
But we'll have to see.
Yeah. So I think that's all we had on this signing. Do you have any last thoughts?
I'm just glad that we are on the right side. Again, he's one of those players where you hate him when you're playing against him, but I'm glad he's going to be in black and blue for this upcoming season. So, yeah, exciting, exciting.
Yeah. Welcome to the Black and Blue Chicho. We're looking forward to celebrating goals. Yeah. So that's all. That's all from us, and we'll catch you later.
Thank you guys.